Okay, picture this. You're at the airport check-in counter. You heave your suitcase onto the scale, they stick a tag on it, and poof, it disappears behind those rubber flaps. It's just gone. But where does it actually go? Let's pull back the curtain and follow the incredible secret journey your bag takes before it, hopefully, meets you again at your destination. You know, it's that little moment of faith every traveler has. But the second it leaves your hands, your bag enters this whole other world, a hidden system that's an absolute marvel of speed, logistics, and really, really high stakes security. The scale of this whole operation is, well, it's just staggering. And I'm not kidding. In the United States alone, the TSA screens about 1.1 million checked bags every single day. So, how on earth does this massive, invisible system even begin to keep up with that kind of volume? Right, so the moment your bag vanishes from sight, its solo adventure begins. And the very first thing that happens is that it gets an identity. This little sticky tag? It's everything. Think of it as your bag's passport for this trip. That unique 10-digit barcode is a digital instruction manual that tells this huge automated system exactly where your bag is supposed to go, which airline, which flight, and its final destination. So now, with its new ID, your bag enters a world you will never, ever see. It's this vast, mind-bogglingly complex network of conveyor belts hidden deep beneath the airport floor. The best way to think of it is as a superhighway just for luggage. This baggage handling system, or BHS, is this insane maze of belts, scanners, and mechanical arms, all working together to get your bag from point A to point B, and so far without a single human hand touching it. Yet. The whole thing is basically a four-step dance. First, it gets tagged. Then, as it's zipping along, automatic readers scan that barcode. Based on that scan, a series of mechanical arms called diverters push your bag onto the correct path at exactly the right second. And with newer tech like RFID chips, its location can be tracked in real time through the whole maze. But this superhighway has a really, really critical checkpoint. I mean, this is the most important part of its whole journey. Before your bag can get anywhere near an airplane, it has to pass through security. And this isn't just a quick peek. The entire system is designed with one primary goal in mind: to hunt for bombs, or what security experts call improvised explosive devices, IEDs. And to understand how the machines find them, you gotta know what they're looking for. At its core, a bomb is surprisingly simple. It really only needs three things to work. You need some kind of electronic trigger, a small detonator to get things started, and of course, the main explosive material. The screening technology is programmed to hunt for the signature of these three things, especially when they're packed close together. For a long time, airports used standard 2D X-rays, which are basically just flat pictures. The problem? You could easily hide something dangerous behind another dense object. It was a huge blind spot. But today's airports use something way more advanced that can see, well, pretty much everything. So let's geek out for a second on how this new tech actually works. We're talking about computed tomography scanners, yeah, CT scanners. If you've ever heard of a medical CAT scan, this is basically the exact same technology, but for your suitcase. As your bag moves through the machine, a rotating X-ray source spins around it, taking hundreds of pictures from every conceivable angle. Then a powerful computer stitches all those images together into a perfect, high-res 3D model. And this, right here, is the absolute game changer. A security officer can now digitally unpack your bag on their screen. They can spin that 3D model around, zoom in on anything suspicious, and look at objects from all sides to figure out exactly what they are, all without ever having to unzip your suitcase. So what are they actually seeing? Well, the scanner analyzes the density and mass of every single item, and it's programmed to pay special attention to organic materials, because all known explosives are organic. So these items, whether it's a harmless block of cheese, a thick book, or an actual threat, often get highlighted in orange on the screener's monitor. And you won't believe how fast these machines are. You can see the huge leap in technology here. The newer CTX 9000 model can scan and clear over 540 bags an hour. That is one bag every 6 or 7 seconds. And it's building a detailed 3D model of every single one. As if that's not enough, some systems add another incredible layer of security. They use techniques that can detect microscopic explosive particles, basically by sniffing the air around a bag. It's a gold standard forensic tool that can identify substances down to the tiniest trace. Okay, so now that we know exactly what these incredible machines are looking for, we can actually use that knowledge to our advantage. We can pack our bags in a way that helps them fly right through screening without ever being physically opened. This quote from a former screener pretty much says it all. The goal is super simple. Don't pack things that look like triggers right next to things that look like explosives. The absolute key is separation. First up, let's talk about the potential triggers. We're basically talking about anything electronic. Your hairdryer, your electric razor, and that big jumble of charging cables. To a scanner, all of that just looks like a collection of wires and circuits, which could be mistaken for the first part of an IED. Next, you've got your explosive lookalikes. Remember how the scanner flags dense organic materials? Well, that includes perfectly innocent stuff like the thick rubber soles of your shoes, dense books, toiletries like shampoo and lotion, and even certain foods like peanut butter. To a scanner, their density looks surprisingly similar to an explosive compound. So here it is, the simple, strategic way to pack. Put all those dense, heavy lookalikes, your shoes, your toiletries, your books, at the very bottom of the suitcase. Then use all your clothes as a big, fluffy buffer layer in the middle. And finally, place all your electronics, the triggers, right on top. That's it. You've physically separated them. And believe me, this method really works. The data shows that a whopping 90% of all checked bags are cleared by the automated system alone. Packing strategically like this gives you the best possible chance of staying in that 90% and avoiding that little note from security that nobody wants to find in their bag. So there you have it. The secret journey of your bag is this high-tech race against the clock, guided by barcodes and scrutinized by 3D scanning gatekeepers. And knowing how it all works isn't just about solving a travel mystery. It actually gives you a bit of control. So the only real question left is, for your next trip, what's the one thing you'll pack differently?